Okay, so now we're on video 3 of our techniques video series, and which is how I just came up with a name for it. So we are going to continue working on our album cover. So now we have our square, and we are going to want to take our images and put them on there, and I think that's going to be the next thing we do, but you're going to have to use these different boxes. One of the most important boxes when you're using a vector program, whether it be Illustrator or Inkscape, is you're going to need your layers. The reason that you're going to use layers is because you want to be able to move things around without disturbing other things that you have put into place. And by having those different layers, you can add filters to them, you can change them, and without changing every single thing every time, or without moving every single thing every time. So having layers is really important. So I just went here to layers, and of course it pops up over here. You can make it bigger if you want to, and I can see all of my layers. I'm going to make it super big. I have one layer now. I'm going to go ahead and make a background onto my layer, because I found that when I was playing with it earlier, I liked having a black background. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that there, and I'm going to lock that down. The reason you have a lock here so that you can lock it in place and nothing gets moved on that layer. Like now I can't, if I click here, I can't move anything on it. If I don't want to see it, I can just close this eyeball by clicking on it, and it disappears. The next thing I'm going to do is my layer 2, and I'm going to call it flower layer with a capital L in the middle for no reason. So my flower layer, it immediately goes to the top, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. I'm going to grab my flower image, which actually, I'll get to undo cut. I've selected it, and I'm going to cut it out. And I can just take it right straight from there and paste it in here. And boom, there's my flower. And you can see the feathered edge. The reason that I'd used the feather before is because it makes that smoother edge. And that helps when you're layering different things. Oops, there we go. From it looking a little off. So I've got my flower. That would be a beautiful album cover as it is. But I've decided I want to make it flower explosion. So I'm going to grab another image that I have selected that I found. It's an explosion. I just take my selection tool, select an area that I want. Right here in the middle would be perfect. I want it to be kind of a square. So I cut that out. Go back into Inkscape. And remember, I'm going to create another layer with a little plus sign here, and I'm going to make it my explosion layer. Now this one, I want my flower to be on top, so I'm going to go below the current layer, and I'm going to add it. Now that doesn't matter that much, because you can adjust the layers later. But I'm going to put my explosion in here, and you see it's much bigger. I'm going to drag the corner down here. I'm going to leave some room at the top. You could rotate the image around if you want to get it the way that you truly want it to be. I kind of like that. And right here you see the little X and Y's. You can use that to move your image down or up. Sometimes you can't get your mouse to do exactly what you want. There we go. Close enough. I generally, when I'm doing something for a client, want to make sure all my lines are smooth. We're gonna be good with this right now. So I've got my explosion there. This is one layer. This is another layer. I can blend it if I want. There's different blend modes where you can change things. Overlay, exclusion, luminosity. These are just basically blend modes. Ooh, I like that one. That blend mode is nice. So I'm going to use this hard light blend mode, and I'm going to leave my flower not blended.